and she love to call me baby, but I do not need a setter. See me dip, yeah, I'm saucing. People at the bank see me often. Let the money run, it's a faucet. She gave me the that's a bosses. Took over the game, now we all in. I was down in the chips, they went all in. Throwing up the game, ain't no vomit. Make my mama stop working, that's the promise. Going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm P-P-P-Love, time to bring the bass back.
Broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, much appreciated, Coach. Aldrich Rosas of the Giants has the honors as we get underway in the NFL Pro Bowl. And it's a short kick, taken right around the 19. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. For Patrick Mahomes, what a season he had. First as a full-time starter, and he goes over 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, and rewarded with his first Pro Bowl.
And think about
blitz coming, and down he goes. Ryan Kerrigan with a sack, the former first-round pick in 2017.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. So a tough early challenge here, 2nd and long after the sack. A second-time Pro Bowler here. This is the Chargers' Melvin Gordon. The longtime Cardinal Patrick Peterson in on the tackle.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Mahomes hit. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. Tariq Cohen of the Bears back deep for the NFC. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone. for a touchback.
Their own 20-yard line.
Breeze in the NFC come up now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Now the leading rusher in the league, Ezekiel Elliott of the Cowboys, his 2nd Pro Bowl. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. You look back a few years ago, Charles, when the Pro Bowl did that 3-year experimentation. I know you're a traditionalist. You like AFC versus NFC.
Yes, I do.
But for the games 2014, 15, and 16, they tried something a little different. They held essentially a fantasy draft for players. Year 1, it was Jerry Rice, Deion Sanders as captains. Year 2, Michael Irvin and Chris Carter. And then in year 3, Michael Irvin again matching up against Jerry Rice.
And one common denominator, every single one of those guys with a gold jacket, all of them in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So they didn't ask you and I to be the captains and make the picks. And by the way, the playmaker, Michael Irvin, went 2-0. And you know I heard all about that.
And he will find his Saints teammate Michael Thomas complete. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. For Drew Brees, this his 12th Pro Bowl nomination. Though he hasn't played all 12 years, but still, what a career and what a season. And to do it at this age, unbelievable.
Not too bad for a guy who turned 40 the week leading up to the NFC Championship game. He keeps himself in such superb physical condition and still loves everything that goes along with football. He may play till he's 60.
They go play action here on 1st down. That's caught. It's Thomas. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now the New York Giants star playing in the Pro Bowl as a rookie, Saquon Barkley. And he will carry this one in. Touchdown, NFC. A 4-yard touchdown run. And the NFC is in for 6. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result? 6 points.
Touchdown. Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. His kick is good, and the NFC goes up 7-0. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The AFC offense making their way back out. Well, we can continue to talk Pro Bowl as we go along, but let's talk a little Super Bowl. Super Bowl 53, 1 week from today over in Atlanta, New England taking on the Rams. Time for your Super Bowl prediction, CD. What do you think?
Well, everyone thinks defense when they think the New England Patriots, but in the time that they've had their head coach and their quarterback, Tom Brady, guess what? They're the #1 offensive team in the NFL. And you know the Rams are high flyers as well. So that tells me that this Super Bowl, low scoring. It's going to be a total anomaly. I'm thinking somewhere in the neighborhood of 13-10 final score. Going totally opposite what it should be.
Wow, I'm going to completely disagree. I see high scoring, maybe 51-44, something like that. The 2 punters, so Johnny Hecker and Ryan Allen, don't even show up to this one.
Johnny Hecker might throw a touchdown pass because you know the Rams like to fake it when he's on the field.
And that'll set them back 5.
Still 3rd down.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. First catch of the game for Hopkins. It's a 1st down. Well, he was so good throwing the football on 3rd down during the regular season. Why wouldn't it carry over here to the Pro Bowl?
Sometimes That's just who you are, right? If you're good at something, as you said, during the regular season, so what if it's with a bunch of guys you're unfamiliar with? It's third down, he finds a way to convert.
Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Mahomes complete to his tight end. It's Kelsey. 12 yards there and a first down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. Throwing on second down. Mahomes to the right side. It's Kelsey. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Here we go.
He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Back to the ground now with Gordon. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
On second down, they'll run with Gordon. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Now the AFC going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first. Going on first down is Mahomes. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Mahomes going to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. And he gets halfway. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward.
And he is into the end zone for an AFC touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown run. And the AFC is an extra point away from tying this game up.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you got a brand new ball game. Myers connects on the PAT. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The NFC offense heading back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first at halftime of the 2019 Pro Bowl with a score tie. Down to our studios here in Orlando and check in with the coach. Well, who needs a half? Let's resume play. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And the reinforcements come in the line. When you think about the history of this Pro Bowl game, there was an all-star game going all the way back to 1939, but it officially became called the Pro Bowl in, I think, 1951.
You're exactly right. And that game was played out in L.A. in the same stadium where the L.A. Rams currently play. And back then they split it into conferences, the American Conference versus the National Conference. The American Conference won 28-27. MVP of the game, quarterback Otto Graham, nickname Automatic.
To throw is Breeze. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the AFC is going to get the... Talk about a play that could prove pivotal, and I mean pivotal. That decision right there could be really costly.
Without a doubt. You talk about taking a chance there and deciding you're going to go all in, as they like to say. That's exactly what that one was, and it didn't pay off.
Yeah, inside their own territory, game tied this stage of the contest. Boy, the 15 yards there on the catch and run. Mahomes will bring him up 1st and 10. And he's hit on his first 9 passes now in the ball game. On 1st and 10 is counter. Look up before he was planted in the backfield.
I'm getting the sense that Fletcher Cox is making offensive linemen want to take the week off when they have to play against him.
It's a regular routine for him, isn't it?
It really is. That play there, that's him all day long. Good luck trying to block him and keep him from disrupting your offense.
And he will score. Touchdown AFC. A 16-yard touchdown. And the AFC has taken the lead. Great play, but admittedly, the tackling in the Pro Bowl, Charles, not always the best.
I would say that they're not quite as committed to getting a guy on the ground in the Pro Bowl as maybe during the regular season and, of course, in the playoffs. But still, heck of an individual effort there on that run.
Now Myers for the extra point. He's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it ends with an AFC touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he is going to be taken down inside the 5 at the 4-yard line.
Comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
Ready. Yellow waiting.
They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. They'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. The Bengals' Geno Atkins on the stop. Another carry now for Gurley. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Now Breeze on 3rd down. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That goes for a gain of 31. Well, that'll help get you out of danger. So towards your own goal line.
That aggressive mentality, sometimes you can use it, and they did there against a defense who probably thought to themselves, there's no way they take a shot here this deep in their own territory.
He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he is in. Touchdown NFC. Ezekiel Elliott, 63 yards. And the NFC just an extra point away from tying up this game. That's what we want right there, CD. It's a Pro Bowl. Give us some of these long touchdowns.
We want plays that cover a lot of ground. We want long-distance plays, whether long-distance runs, long-distance passes. It doesn't matter. In the Pro Bowl, big plays are what we're all looking for.
Roses now to add the PAT. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The AFC offensive unit getting set to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Looking for Kelsey there, but it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. The tight end Kelsey was the intended target.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. On 2nd and 12, Breeze. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one that was denied as he tried to get the second one.
Being chased out, and he will score. It's a touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the NFC able to use the short field. He doesn't need a lot of space for an electric run. He showed that there. Heck, they told us this week they were hoping he would break a big one. He just did. And
what did his offensive... I mean, remember we talked with the offensive line? And one of the guys, one of the stalwarts said, I don't even have to make a great block for him. I just breathe bad breath on the guy in front of me. Often that opens up enough space for him to go.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And the lead is now 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Back out is the AFC offense. And one thing you'd like to see in a Pro Bowl, a competitive contest. We've got that just like the last 2 seasons. A one-score game as we play here in the 4th.
What I'd love to know, what's the discussion on the sidelines of both teams right now? Because, you know, it's an exhibition-type game, but as you said, as competitive as it is now, these guys are going to want to win. There may be some guys who sub some guys out, trying to get back on the field to try and help their team win down the stretch.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
This is the biggest play in this football game. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Defense.
So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you got the 2 defensive tackles. right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
Caught left side, Hopkins. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 11 yards on the pickup there. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
They have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them.
Touchdown! Melvin Gordon, 53 yards. And the AFC is an extra point away from tying this game up. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who is a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this fourth quarter. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends with an AFC touchdown. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Here's the NFC offense set to take over again. And it's great to see the stars all out in one place, but in terms of football, what's really great to see is a very entertaining Pro Bowl as we are tied in the fourth quarter.
And how many of these guys thought going into this game, after a pretty easy week heading into it, that the pressure would ratchet up now and someone has to make a play, which means someone will have a play made against them and they'll have to live with that for the rest of the year.
So it's the NFC with the football as we welcome you back. Back to throw, Breeze. Off to Thomas on the left side. And they showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. Breeze going to throw. And he's going to go down. But a penalty flag down as well. And if this is offsides, it's going to be a first. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Here's a 1st and 10 now after they successfully drew them off sides. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
They take a shot downfield there. Incomplete. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere.
Yeah, and I love how you described that because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Absolutely. Oh. And look at this. It's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. Jalen Ramsey right there in coverage to knock it away. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Anytime a fake doesn't work, we usually focus our attention on the guys that were unsuccessful. But how about the defensive guys? They have to plan all week. They have to prepare all week. Special teams, it looked like they were educated for that one.
Educated on their toes and getting a big stop.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
And that last penalty makes this 3rd down play a little more interesting. 3rd and 5. On third down, it's Connor. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Now the AFC going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. On first down, it's Connor. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Now the AFC going to take a timeout. It's their second as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. On second down, Connor looking for space. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first. And I know you with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The offense for the NFC back out there. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Open man is Michael Thomas. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a first down. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Gurley again here on first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They've had some success here in overtime on this opening drive running the football. Right back to that. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. So, Charles, a victory for the NFC. Final thoughts on this Pro Bowl?
We had some fun, didn't we?
Absolutely.
A lot of excitement, some big plays to watch, a lot of those great matchups that we don't get to see during the regular season because sometimes teams don't play against each other. And, oh, by the way, no one got hurt. There's the win for everyone. I think the fans enjoyed this one.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. So long, everybody. Aldrich Rosas of the Giants putting total leather, and we are underway in the 2019 Pro Bowl. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
It's his running back, Melvin Gordon. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A big third down. Up of 20 yards. Mahomes now on first down. And he finds his Chiefs teammate, Travis Kelce. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Looking to throw on second down. Mahomes, the linebacker Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. Way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
To Gordon, out left. A gain of 19 and picking up the first.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? On 2nd and 7, Mahomes over the middle, and it's incomplete. Travis Kelce, the all-pro tight end, the intended receiver, and it's third down. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Mahomes finding Hopkins for the AFC first. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Mahomes now on first down. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool him with running plays, throwing it.
And that is caught for an AFC touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown. And the AFC takes it all the way down the field to score on their opening drive. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
NFC takes over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Ready.
Breeze in the NFC come up now with a first and 10 at their own 26. This is the Rams' Todd Gurley, his third Pro Bowl in 4 seasons. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Here's Breeze. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And that will force a turnover on downs.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late-game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But, boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way. Anthony Barr, the Minnesota Viking, there to take him down. Well, we've talked about this game being hosted here in Orlando, and you and I are quite familiar with this place, especially you. You live, what, 20, 25 minutes from here?
Yeah, not bad at all, right? An easy trip to come right to the studios here in Orlando. You, of course, have to give a little bit more effort, a quick flight, then you're here, but you've learned this city quite well. And how about it, the Madden Studios right here in Orlando? That's where Coach and the guys hang out as well.
Now Mahomes going to get this one to Hill. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Well, there's times when you see these catches that are made, and we just know the guys playing it are really wishing for college rules. Only need that one foot.
And that is caught for an AFC touchdown. An 11-yard touchdown. And the AFC is able to widen their advantage. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The NFC offense heading back onto the field, already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably.
And he will score. Touchdown NFC. Adam Thielen, 75 yards. And the NFC strikes quickly for 6. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played. Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's scooped up by the NFC. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time.
And this results in 6. Touchdown. Drew Brees. In the final seconds of the first half. And the NFC just an extra point away from tying up this game. So they just do get the touchdown in before halftime, and now a PAT will tie it.
So what we're seeing is one team is going to be really excited right now. How about the other side, though? Will they be deflated, or will they go ahead and gather themselves, regroup at halftime, and come back out because we had an even half?
Yeah, we did. We'll see. Should be a good second half, that's for sure. Rosas good with the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This is taken at his 4. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The NFC offense heads out to begin this third quarter. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Credit the sack to Von Miller.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. But now it's third down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly third and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they did. And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. It's such a risky play there to fake it. You're either the hero or the GOAT. Here they're going to be the GOAT.
Unfortunate, too, because you know they thought they had something there. They don't call it just a call. They don't just say, oh, what the heck.
Trying to find his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Khalil Mack. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line. He was looking for his tight end, Kelsey. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Charles, this the 2019 Pro Bowl. The AFC's won both games that have been played here in Orlando since they moved it here. Both have been competitive, 20-13 2 seasons ago, and last year in 2018 it was 24-23 the final.
Yeah, and 2 years ago, Travis Kelce, Lorenzo Alexander were the game MVPs, offense and defense respectively. And then last year, Delaney Walker of the Titans, their tight end, he won it on offense, and Von Miller of the Broncos won it on defense.
Little Deke, the juke move that we saw, able to give him the first down yardage before he's brought down. Give him 6 yards in the first down. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it and pick up first downs.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
So it looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Here's Gurley. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards there and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
23 yards on the play. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. 3rd and goal, Gurley. 4 yards, that gets him close to the goal line, but it also brings up a 4th and goal. Offensively, not what they wanted there, but hey, you can kick the field goal here and take the lead.
Felt like a little bit of a statement stop, didn't it? You know, made a big play right there. Okay, guess what? Ball's in your court, guys. What are you going to do? Myself, I kick the field goal, get the 3, and take the lead.
And you wonder, Charles, could that decision come back to haunt them later?
And it really could, because in this situation, you kick the field goal in a tight game like this, that's a good play. But maybe what he's saying to himself is, I'm just not a big proponent of the old idea that any possession that ends in a kick, I'm happy with. He wanted to be really aggressive.
A little twist here in the 3rd quarter. On 2nd down, it's Gordon. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Kyle Fuller of the Bears up to make the tackle.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks. He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mahomes. Incomplete, right side to Cook.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across, there he is, and they passed him up. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Hill.
I don't care how many times we see it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. The tackle made by the D-end of the Saints, Cameron Jordan.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3. DeMarcus Lawrence of the Cowboys there on the tackle.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
On 3rd down, Connor. And they corral the end zone. They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
They'll try to run it. This is Connor. And this will result in the 3. Now the AFC going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 football game. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Connor, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now the AFC going to take a timeout. It's their 2nd as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. They'll try to surge ahead with Connor. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. His first attempt of the afternoon, and it's for the win. And it is good! He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And they've come in here and stolen one on the road. So
game. Well played, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. I think that everyone's going to go home pretty happy, especially
Tell me what you wanna give